I'm Rob Hermanson, and this is my how. I just wanted to start out with that little groove thing there, so that you could to make an example of something. Basically, my how. I was thinking about my pain, and yeah, there's been lots of pain, and I was talking about it in my who, which is to be moved. And I think my how. One of my favorite movies is Kung Fu Panda, and in that movie, the goose tells Kung Fu Panda, the panda, he's like, by the way, there's no secret ingredient. To make something special, you just have to believe it's special. And there's a lot of good metaphors and stuff in that movie that rang with me. But my reason my word is moved, or my who, is because sometimes we get inspired, and I've been inspired many times in my life, and I've learned to play guitar pretty well, I'd say. I'm not the greatest guitar player by any means, but anyways, I spent a lot of time trying to get good at guitar, and I wanted to be a rock star when I was younger. And then things happened. My first band split up. My girlfriend ditched me. I started getting into drugs and things like that, marijuana, and my dreams slipped away. So I was inspired, but I didn't stick with it. And a lot of times inspiration, it comes and then it goes. So to be moved is to be so inspired that it moves you from here to there. However, sometimes inspiration is kind of BS. It doesn't stick with us, and it's not always going to be there. So sometimes we just have to move even though we're not inspired. Sometimes we just got to make a plan, we got to stick with it, and we just got to say, hey, no matter what, this is what I'm going to do. Today, right now, I'm tired. I worked actually 47 days in a row just before this event, this Built to Serve challenge. I heard about the challenge, seen it on my Facebook, and I was like, oh, that looks like something I want to do. I went to Evan Carmichael's Thought Leadership 3 years ago, 2019, before COVID hit and all that, and then went back to work. I still wasn't quite sure about how to move forward with things. I still had debts and stuff like that. So I worked my butt off the last few years, and I've been making more money each year. However, I'm at a point now where I'm like, okay, well, I'm making good money. I'm going to be out of debt next payday completely. I would be more out of debt, or I would have been out of debt sooner, and if I didn't keep buying guitars and stuff like you see behind me. But anyways, where I'm going with this is that I didn't know what to do with my life before. I did, and then I let it slip away. And now I know what to do, and I just need to start doing it, because I'm looking at my job and I'm like, I'm spending all my time doing this. Like, I just worked 47 days in a row, right? I'm happy. The reason I'm doing that is because I watched some of Evan Carmichael's videos, and I seen people like Dan Penier saying, oh, some of you guys have never worked like 100 hours in a pay period. Some of you guys have never worked at 70 hours. And he was like, I'd be picking up every double shift I could if that was me and I was starting out. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I should be doing my best. But I don't want to stay there at that job that it's all right. I don't mind it, but it's not my passion. And there's so many other people that are living like that, right? So it's like some people are doing stuff that they even hate. And I've done that before, and I don't want people to stay there. And the only thing that you need to do is just start moving. You need to start taking a step. And I'm going to show you something cool on guitar that looks really, really complicated, but it's actually not that hard once you just learn a tiny little bit. So here's the lick. It goes like this. If I come back up again, I'm throwing a few extra things in there, but really that's just like 3 notes with an extra one added in there. Really, that's just this note here. Oops. Yeah, so it's this note here, and then this note here, the next one, and then this one here. It's just 3 notes. And then I'm adding in this other note with my tapping finger. So it's really just going like this. When you learn how to move your fingers a little bit quicker. actually not that hard. And then you just move it up to the next one. Actually, I'm playing that wrong. It's supposed to be here. Which is just like life. You play something, you learn something, you might do it wrong, and then you got to adjust it, right? So it's supposed to be here. Anyways, and then you just move those 3 notes up to the next one. And it's the same distance apart the whole way. So then you add in the other note up there, and then it sounds like this. And then if you move it up an octave, which is actually the same exact notes, but just moved up an octave, and up to the next strings, it's the same distance apart. So you're going, now you move it up another octave, and now you can go up, and then you can come back down. I just threw in a little slide at the end there and hit a chord because I've been playing guitar a long time. But that's kind of like life, right? You start out and you just play one note. And then you play the next note. And the next one and the next one. And then it's like, hey, all I gotta do is I learned those 4 notes. I can move that same pattern around. Now you got something that looks super complicated, and people were like, whoa, how long did that take you to learn? And actually, it wasn't that long. It looks crazy on stage, it looks cool, and that's just like our skills and things that we learn in life. You just got to take the first step, that's all it is, and then take another one and another one. You don't have to know how it's all going to work out. You just do it, one foot in front of the other. And I guess with my how, I'm trying to figure out how do I incorporate. I love music, obviously. That's the thing that I could do all day, which Evan was talking about in his video today. What could you do all day where the time just slips away? Well, I've recorded songs before and stuff like that. I haven't, you know what though, I wish I would have done more of it. I wish I would have spent a lot more of my life doing what I really love to do. And Warren Buffett that says, what are you waiting for? Like, it's kind of like saving up sex for old age, right? It's not very good plan. And Tony Robbins, but then there's also another side to it. Tony Robbins says, you know what, like success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And I've done things too where I've like worked really, really hard and played with my band and played shows, and then the show came along and it was super fun getting there and it was super fun playing it, but then the show was gone and I felt depressed afterwards. I was like, is this all there is? You know, like, what do I do now? And then, but you would just work on towards the next show, I guess. But it's appreciating the small things, appreciating the time getting there. I mean, before I was just like, when I was younger, I didn't realize, okay, I could appreciate the time that I spent getting there, the people that I enjoyed getting there with, and the other people that were influenced by me, because a lot of people seen us play and they were like, wow, that looks like fun. And a lot of people probably became musicians because they seen me play guitar and seen my band and how much fun what we were having. And so I inspired them to do something else with their life, right? And the direction that took my life, I've met so many people, like even though I'm not a huge rock star and I don't even make much money doing this ever, or not really professionally, but I'm sure I could if I put my mind to it. I just haven't believed in myself, and that's why one of the reasons why I love Evan and I love his word believe. Even though it's not my word, it's a great word because we don't believe in ourselves enough, and I want to move people to believe in themselves more. And yeah, I have had a lot of other pain in life, which I can also incorporate that in. I kind of want to incorporate good messages in with my music somehow, and like maybe do something like that where I'd give a little guitar lesson and then incorporate a good life lesson that everyone could relate to, and hopefully help them have a better life, be all that they can be, and live their dreams. So be moved, everybody. Take care. Talk to you later. Oh yeah, and another point I wanted to make was that I got all these expensive guitars behind me, but I just have this, I used my cheapest one for this video, and I used my cheapest video camera. I was actually disappointed at first because I bought a camera, learned how to use it, and then I researched and got a better one, but I haven't learned how to use it yet, so I had to use my cheaper video camera, and I thought, you know what would Evan say? He'd be like, just shoot, man, do it. You can't wait. I'm tired, I need to go to bed because I'm working a double shift tomorrow, But I thought I got to get this done, and I got to get my message out there, right? If I don't do it now, then when am I going to do it? So I'll be a little bit tired tomorrow, but that's not a big deal. And this is my cheapest guitar, and it's actually one of my best playing guitars. My other guitars plays great too. Other guitars play great too, but this one stays in tune so awesome. And this is only a $260 guitar, so you don't. That's my point. Is you don't need much to do stuff. And I seen this other guy on YouTube, this Dave Simpson. He's making videos with this camera right here, and he's got like 100,000 subscribers. He says, I don't know how to edit videos and stuff like that. And he just keeps pumping out improv videos every day and talking for like 40 minutes afterwards about his gear and stuff like that. And it doesn't even really have like a message or anything. And this guy's got 100,000 subscribers, and I'm looking at him going, what the heck is wrong with me? You know, like, if this guy's killing it like that, then I'm doing something wrong. I'm not putting in the effort that I should be putting in. And so, yeah, it's time to start. Oh yeah, and this guitar, because it stays in tune so well and it's got a floating bridge on it, Floyd Rose, I can do stuff like this on stage. And it's still in tune. And that's another thing, is that I haven't even changed these strings since I played with my band like 2 years ago. Maybe it was, yeah, about 2 years ago. These are pretty old, and they're still in tune because this guitar is so good for a cheapo. And yeah, so you don't need a lot to get going. You don't need a lot to be awesome. You just need to put in the effort. There's no secret ingredient. You just need, it's just you. You just got to believe. So be moved and take care. One more thing I forgot to say. I wanted to talk about this shirt I was wearing. I was supposed to take off my hoodie that I was wearing and talk about it, because it's got guitar chords on it, and they say something. For anyone that knows guitar chords, do you have any idea what it says? So it says D, A, D for dad. And what I wanted to talk about was obligations, and how a lot of us, sometimes we don't live our dreams because we think that we have these obligations that we have to meet. And it's true, we do have obligations, we do have responsibilities. And one of my biggest parts of my identity is that I'm a dad. I take care of my daughter first, no matter what. I went through a divorce, and there was some stuff going on with her mom where there was some just some bad situations going on, and I had to step in and do more than 50-50 custody, and I had to be there for my daughter no matter what, through everything, right? But at the same time, as we have to be there for people, we also have to, we can't just live for other people, right? We have to live for ourselves as well. And it's great to be in service to other people, and that's what we should do. And a lot of people are the opposite, where they just start thinking about themselves and they don't think about serving anyone else. But it can also go the other way, where you're always serving everyone else, and you're not living your truth, right? You're not living for you. So you gotta take the time to go after what you want in life too, and combine. And I like the shirt because it kind of combines my identity with something that I love, right? I'm a dad. My daughter means the world to me, but you know what? I also love guitar, and also living up to my dreams and what I want out of life has rubbed off on her. She started to learn to play ukulele one day. She started to learn to play guitar a few years after that, and singing and stuff like that. And had such an awesome voice, and it was just such a blessing to be able to see my own daughter sort of follow in my footsteps years later. So yeah, live your dreams, and take care of your responsibilities. Be there for others, but don't forget about you in the process.